Hey friends, so this conversation is more for those of you who have already taken some yoga teacher training certification. And I think it's an important conversation because, when I share classes with you and I speak about these life-changing benefits and what you should be experiencing on the inside, a lot of teachers of different traditions reach out and share that that's not quite how they're feeling. In fact, a lot of them are experiencing burnout. And what I want to share with you is that Kundalini works in such a different way. So many teachers, many yoga teachers of different styles of yoga use this practice as their own reset. Now, if you have a yoga teaching certificate, you know that when you go to take a yoga class, it's very hard to step back and just be a student. I know this is true. You'll be sitting in the room, you'll be watching what the teacher's doing, you'll be aware of what playlist they're using, and you'll sort of mentally be taking notes about what is it that you want to share with your students in your classes. And I get that, like that's really significant, and it's lovely that you want to continue to learn and grow, but you're not allowing yourself this time to reset. So when you take a practice that is so different from what you're already doing, especially a practice like Kundalini, the mind can't really follow what we're doing. There's a lot of practices, a lot of exercises that we do that really work on the mind. There's this one where we have the arms moving in different directions. I'll share it with you in another video, but there's things that we work on to get the left and right hemisphere balanced, and also to keep you focused, keep you really engaged in this moment, so that you're not trying to think, oh, what did she do? I gotta share that with my students. And not that I don't want you to do that. I mean, that's beautiful to bring new information and new practices to your students. But what about you? If you don't get that reset, if you don't have that ability to just fully be a student, right, to go back to that yoga place, that experience of that real experience of yoga, that experience of peace, you are going to come to a place of empty. There will be nothing left to share. You might have a lot of techniques that you can share. You might have a lot of cool yoga tricks that you've learned along the way, but that isn't teaching yoga. And I also caution those of you who are teaching yoga full-time or teach many classes a day even. Do a check-in. Are you really teaching yoga? Because if you are, when you're done that class, you should have really given everything. And if you have really given everything in service of the people in front of you, you should not be able to pack up your bag and move on to another studio and teach another class and another class and another class. And if you're saying, I need to do that to earn a living, then that's something we need to look at too. That's all part of the internal exploration that happens as you go through a training. So what is this scarcity mentality and all these other things, all these other barriers that are requiring you to run around trying to teach a peaceful practice? It doesn't work that way. We have to be at peace inside us. We have to feel inspired and lit up. So being able to just switch off and fully be a student is such a relief as a teacher, to someone who gives so much. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of teachers with certificates in another style of yoga end up taking my Kundalini Yoga teacher training. Now, they may simply use this practice just for themselves, just for that ability to relax fully into a new experience. And then there are others who come looking for new tools and techniques, and you're welcome to use this training to do that. But the nice thing is, because we're going to be working with your mind while you're trying to grasp those tools and techniques, which you are going to get because I'm going to share them all with you in a very systematized way. You will get all that, but you're also going to have that ability to just be a student again, to just be in that real yoga space. Okay. So there is that need to switch off. Now, another very powerful thing that happens for those of you who are, now this isn't just for those of you who are teachers, but this is crucial if you are a teacher. What is absolutely non-negotiable is that you have an established daily practice. And let's get real about what that is. That does not mean that you have to spend hours a day doing your own personal practice. Okay. There are times where you're going to have the luxury of more time and you'll want to do that and you'll be able to do that. But that's not what that means. You have to establish what we call a daily sadhana, because that is what's going to prevent burnout. That is what's going to keep you as this clear channel, so you allow teachings to come through you. And that's critical, because you can do whatever class plan you want, but when it comes to that moment of teaching, you need that divine inspiration. You need more than just you standing there with your ego at the top of the mat. That is not going to work. You have to be at the front of the mat with humility, with a level of humbleness, with this ability to be that clear channel and allow the downloads to come, so that you can serve the students in front of you on the level of the soul. So you can feel into that room and say, where do we need to go today? What is the journey that these specific students at this specific moment in time need to go on? So of course, you're going to do your class planning. That's essential. And I'm going to teach you how to create your own classes, which no other Kundalini Yoga training does. But I hope to give you something far more. And that is to give you, or to establish for you, to help you establish, and I know this program can do it, to help you establish a dedicated daily practice, a daily sadhana, so that you can be that teacher that is at the front of the room, not with your ego. You're able to put your ego aside and know those students are not there for you. They are there to experience themselves. And for that to happen, you have to tap into something that's way bigger than you and allow what needs to happen in that space. Allow that insight of what needs to happen in that space come to you, and share and be there fully of service. And as I said, if you're doing that, then I don't think it's possible to do that and be teaching 20 classes a week, as some teachers are doing. That doesn't make you a better yoga teacher. So we have a lot to talk about. If this is a journey that you want to go on, if you want to get real about sharing yoga with others, or just get real about what yoga really is and figuring out what I mean when I talk about these downloads and tapping into that guidance that we all need. We need that stability and that sense of you're being held, you're going to be okay. And how good would life feel if you had that sense of inner strength and security, especially at a time when it feels like everything's falling apart. So please check out the link. I have so much I want to share with you, and I hope to continue this journey with you, or at least this conversation with you very soon.